first day.
Do you think if that one would have lost your money here, Shaun, your life would have been a whole different life, or would you give up there, or
would you carry on pursuing it?
I don't know, Sam. I think that really hooked me in.
Yeah.
And if I had lost my money, perhaps my life would have gone a different direction.
I know, yeah.
That's a trick. I've never been asked that. That's a tricky one.
Hello, and welcome to episode number 4 of the Idiots with Microphones podcast.
Today's guest is no idiot. It's the Wolf of Widness, Mr. Shaun Attwood.
Shaun Attwood on the podcast today, guys. We are very excited to have this guest on today.
Yeah. Widness legend.
It's also been plastered everywhere, all over global media, through his YouTube. He's author of numerous books. Several things that he's done in his life.
Yeah.
Crazy stories to tell. Just having him on as a guest today is our pleasure, and hopefully it's yours as well.
Yeah.
Wolf,
Lovely to meet you. To speak to you.
Thanks for having me on, guys. Contacted me from Widness as well, my hometown.
Yeah. Got to.
You know,
is the sun shining up there today?
Yeah.
Indeed, 100%. Splitting the trees.
So I went to St. Joe's, which is now
it was St. Joseph's, wasn't it? Yeah, back in then.
What school do you guys go?
Well, we
St.
both
Peter's Paul, yeah.
So we both went to St. Peter and Paul. Now we're both university students. I go to university.
So we all went to the same school.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And what are you guys doing at uni?
I'm doing product design engineering at John Moore's.
And
what are you doing, Adam?
I do business finance at the University of Chester. So very different.
What made you start up this podcast?
We've had
big
so many
fans
funny
of
stories.
podcasts. Yeah,
we've had so many times together that it's just, why not? It's something we enjoy. It's something that matters for us. And we know you've got a very successful one of your own.
Yeah.
A veteran.
Brilliant. So, all right. So what questions have you got for me then?
So I was just wondering where you really got the motivation to start off in the finance background, where you went through the stock market, and who during your time at St. Peter and Paul was really influential on you.
That was Mr. Dillon at that school, and he was my economics teacher.
Economics.
Was he gone by the time you guys?
I think he was gone. Yeah,
we had a whole new department.
Yeah, business department. Yeah,
only about 5 or 6 of us chose economics, and he took me under his wing. He saw I was really interested. He started showing me the Financial Times newspaper, and all the stock market numbers and all these columns, and it's really hard to understand. He explained it all to me, and I went to my parents for £50 to invest in the stock market. They were like, bugger off. But I went to my nan, and my nan gave me £50, and I invested it in British Telecom, and it doubled on its first day. So that now got me hooked. Yeah,
that is not a common trade, a double in a first day.
Do you think if that one would have lost your money here, Shaun, your life would have been a whole different life, or would you give up there, or
would you carry on pursuing it?
I don't know, Sam. I think that really hooked me in.
Yeah.
And if I had lost my money, perhaps my life would have gone a different direction.
I know,
That's a trick. I've never been asked that. That's a tricky one. Yeah.
I suppose you could come down to any single moment in your life and think, if I'd chosen slightly different, where would I be today? Would we be on this podcast?
I was always entrepreneurial, so even during the dinner hour at the school, I would run to the shops, get a couple ounces of pear drops or bonbons or something, and then run back and sell them individually for twice the price.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I took part in my first year. Do you remember when Jamie Oliver banned Lucasades and everything from schools? That was the black market. Yeah. Lucasades of a morning. But so you were doing stocks. You made your first, doubled your money on that BT stock, and then where did it go from there?
I watched that movie Wall Street, and I'm thinking, right, I'm going to go to America, conquer the stock market. I'm going to be a millionaire by the time I'm 30. And that's what I did. But the money went to my head. And I started doing raves of it and everything and importing ecstasy, and that's how I ended up in the jail. Yeah.
God.
Was it always your goal to stay within the stock market? Would you say that you ever saw that kind of lifestyle coming?
Yeah, did you see it off?
I thought I was just going to have a straight life. You know, just meet a woman, settle down, have a family. And it wasn't meant to be.
Did you just never like fulfill like the what you'd set out, like, oh, I'll go and be a millionaire in the stock market or whatever? When you sort of got to that level, was you like, oh, that's not enough, like I need to pursue other gains?
You're always thinking more is going to come, and you're always getting greedier, and your ego takes over, and you're throwing a party for up to 10,000 people.
10,000 people?
Yeah, parties for up to 10,000, like 4 or 5 stages out in the desert. Got my own bouncers running around.
How much does that cost you?
That party was 100 grand.
Oh my.
Yeah.
What year was this? 90s?
This was 1999, I think. Orgasmic Bliss, it was called. It was on Bumblebee Ranch in Arizona.
Was it hot?
It was actually not as hot as Arizona usually is, and people were camping out. It was like a festival over the weekend.
So you got to the point where you were running your own festivals?
Yeah.
Not many can say that.
I had about 200 people working for me.
200 people?
Yeah.
Did you have a name for yourself, like the Mafia? What was your name?
They gave me the nickname, because in the beginning they come to me to invest in the parties, and they call me the Bank of England.
The Bank of England.
But then I united all the little cliques, and they all started working for me, and that's how it grew.
God.
Put them under your wing.
Yeah.
All the small little groups under.
Yeah.
Absolutely empire.
Having worked in the stock market, did that, and like businesses, did that help you when you were running your drug operation?
So I went, after your school, I went to Widnes Sixth Form College on Cronton Road, and then I went to Liverpool University, and I did a business studies degree. So I applied all that knowledge when I was running my criminal enterprise. I had it structured like a corporation. Every faction had a head. We'd have crime family dinner every month. We had a lawyer on retainer. If anyone got busted, they got bailed out, and they got, it's called legal benefits. That's why hardly anyone snitched when everything went down, because we were a very close-knit crew. We all looked out for each other.
I suppose that's what you need as well. You need that trust.
To get to that point, in a way.
Yeah. You got to know everyone's fighting on your side, fighting your battles.
Well, that's the thing in business. In the legit world, people who commit crimes like I did, usually they got the skill set to make it anyway.
Yeah.
And basically, if you've got a good reputation, good product, and you build that trust up between your customers and your co-workers, you could just go out there, set up any business and succeed. But people are looking for shortcuts. The drug game is a shortcut. People rip people off. They think there's a sucker born every minute, and they think they're just going to get that money. It's going to keep coming in. I saw that with some of these stockbrokers in the penny stock brokerage firms. That's their motto: suckers born every minute. But the reputations are shit. And over time, if you burn that many people, your karma's going to catch up with your ass. So, yeah.
I couldn't agree more. Would you say that you're still as invested within the stock market now as you was back then? Or
no, the stock market's too dangerous right now. I'm telling people don't go in it, and it's going to go down again. And a lot of people are asking me about Bitcoin, and the Bitcoin. I was on True Geordie podcast a couple of years ago when Bitcoin was way over 10,000 near its high. I said it's a bubble. It's going to burst. It'll go down slowly. There'll be huge rallies, but it's eventually going to go to near zero. Don't get in it. The people telling you you're going to make all this money off Bitcoin, if they knew that, they would just remortgage their houses and put their own money in it. They wouldn't be telling you. They're getting rich off selling people these things. It's your money that they're getting rich off.
Would you say that the cyber wave and the sort of Bitcoin wave was very similar to the dot-com bubble in the way that it was always?
Yeah, I describe it as the millennium bubble.
Yeah.
All bubbles have the same trajectory.
Yeah. One time. So, what would you say, I suppose, with you being invested in a lot and sort of being an influence on many people's lives, what's your favourite sort of conspiracy or theory that most intrigued you that you tend to...
Is this going on YouTube?
Your message. Yes.
Yes.
Well, YouTube on May 6th just introduced new rules, and certain conspiracies now will get your whole channel completely deplatformed.
No,
I was labeled as David Icke's second highest collaborator. Brian Rose of London Real channel was labeled as David Icke's number one collaborator. So there's a group out there right now lobbying the tech companies to get my YouTube channel removed. But I'll just go with a safe one then for you guys so that you don't get in any trouble. My wake-up call was, because I was in the stock market and I was licensed to trade options. And options they're like shares, but they go up and down much faster. And all these bets came in saying that the airlines were going to go down right before 9/11.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about this, yeah.
It made headline news, it disappeared. And years later, I'm reading a book, I think it was a David Icke book, and those trades have been traced back to an investment bank in America that was run by ex-CIA. So they knew it was coming. Not only did they know, they profited from it.
As you said, if we get too deep, then we will get
we'll get lost.
We'll get a warning, but that is a station that I would love to get involved in.
That just completely changed my worldview.
So what is the YouTube new rules like strictly forbidding? Is there anything in particular? Or?
You know, my channel has been targeted, but as the rules changed about coronavirus and certain conspiracy theories such as 5G, and people who were going against the WHO, I took that stuff down from my channel in compliance with what YouTube were requiring. So I think it's desperation from this group to be attacking me and saying I'm David Icke's number 2 collaborator. I'm a shadowy entity amplifying his message of hate. But we've looked into this group, and this group actually, they're the ones that are spreading hate and discontent and clamping down on freedom of speech. I'm measuring my words here with you guys.
Thank you.
YouTube's rules are now, if you say you put up a conspiracy theory about COVID-19 and 5G, you risk at the most getting completely, you'll wake up and your channel's gone. At the least, the video will be removed. In the middle, you could be completely demonetized. So there's various measures that YouTube can take. Like Brian Rose right now, he just got a load of videos. London Real got a load of videos, just got taken down off his channel. And David Icke, his channel, he just woke up and it was gone.
God.
And he had almost 1 million subs.
The big channels like that, it's not stopping it. Like these small channels will take anyone.
Yeah.
Well, the small channels aren't being as targeted as much.
Mostly want to make down the big channels. Make sure the small channels don't start doing them sorts of things.
So to get back to your life in Arizona, Shaun.
Yeah.
I heard on the True Geordie podcast that your auntie introduced you as Paul McCartney's nephew when you went clubbing. Is that true?
Yeah, I was like 16, 17, I can't remember. How old are you guys?
I'm 20.
Just
all right, so
20.
I was like 3 or 4 years younger than you.
Yeah.
Go to Arizona for a holiday and changes my date of birth in my passport. So I'm 21, because you got to be 21 to get in clubs in Arizona. And she introduced me to all these beautiful American women as Paul McCartney's nephew. So imagine that effect that on me, a lad from Widnes.
Yeah, exactly.
And now I'm like a celebrity's nephew. And like, they're hearing the English accent, they roll out the red carpet, and I'm thinking, woo, I want some of this when I finish at uni. So that's what I did.
So you're just lapping it up in Arizona.
Yeah.
I wish that you were back on top of your empire, or at them days well and truly gone now.
No, I look at it as just like a section of my life, just this thing I went through. And there was a fun side in the beginning. Then there's the dark side of drugs, which I descended into. And then there's the consequences, the incarceration. And that's why I go around the schools and tell young people, the road of drug use can be very long, but here's what can hit you, and it hits you hard. Mum had a nervous breakdown. Sister had to have counselling. all these things, because the young people see on the videos and the celebrity addicts, and they make it look so fun and so cool, the drugs lifestyle. But it ends in the prison, police, and death.
You've obviously had your own long battles with addiction.
Yeah.
What is your main real message that like goes out to anyone who? Yeah.
If you've got an addictive personality, there's nothing wrong with that. The key is to channel that energy into positive activity. So I'm addicted to exercise. You know, I wake up, bust out some sun salutations on my mat, put some Scooter on, the Logical song, start doing my body combat moves, because that gets my blood going then for the day. Recently, I've just been going out, you know, for an hour or so, doing my jogging, walking through the forest around here, absorbing the vitamin D. So I'm conscious to do some kind of physical activity every day, because if you just sit there on your computer desk, 2/3 of the human body is designed for movement. If you just sit there, you start to deteriorate physically, which makes you deteriorate mentally. So to keep the mental strong, you've got to stimulate it through exercise. So if you're a high performance person, you want to get a lot of work done. You think just sitting at that desk all day, cramming all that work in, you're going to get it done. No, take breaks, exercise. You'll get way more done, because your body and your mind will be more resilient.
What led you to start your podcast then, Shaun?
So I spent like a decade writing my life stories, a trilogy. I got all this stuff, all these fantastic prison stories, you know, all these stories from these other prisoners are written down. But what I noticed is young people, a lot of them, especially lads, and I wasn't interested in reading when I was a lad. They just want to watch videos of things.
Yeah.
So I already had this content that was hard hitting.
Yeah.
So I just started to transfer it over to video format. I mean, I started my YouTube channel over 10 years ago. Well, my dad started it while I was in prison.
Yeah. So is it the same channel?
Yeah, it's the same channel.
Wow.
And I only used to put like a couple of videos up a year. I think back in 2008, I put a video up, how to survive Sheriff Joe Arpaio's jail. So it was like one of the very first prison channels, one of the very first prison blogs. And then, but I was concentrating on writing over the years. So then in more recent years, especially going after True Geordie, I realized people want to hear these things. They don't want to read them. And I just started to transfer everything. Now, a lot of good people helped me when I got out of prison. So I've got this platform now. So I like interview someone every week now, someone who's been to prison, ex-cop, ex-guard, journalists into true crime. So I'm helping people now with my platform get their stories out there. And some of those people have gone on and, you know, they've had life-changing events occur because of people have reached out to them and helped them. And, you know, some have got book deals. This one guy got sponsored to move to London. He ended up setting up his own YouTube channel. So earlier, you know, I thought the meaning of life was making money. But your happiness is in your heart and your thoughts. And if you help other people, it puts a brake on your ego. It's good for the soul. And when you're, you know, on your deathbed, am I going to look back on how many hours I spent trading stock market? No. You're going to look back on, you know, the things you accomplish, helping people, your friendships, your family. So that's the kind of message that I would advocate.
I know that you have obviously you've switched over to the podcast format now, and you're very active on like the technological world. But you do a lot with your books still. I know you still give a lot of books out through your charity work to people in any prison stuff. You could expand on the great work you're doing there. It's still been very passionate.
Yeah, I've managed to donate about 20,000 books in 3 years to school kids and prisoners. Yeah, thanks.
Wow. It
is great. I was just having a look around, and I just think that's absolutely fantastic that you do so much work on both ends of it.
Cheers.
Does it ever annoy you, Shaun, that like the public, like obviously everyone memes on like conspiracy theories, this, that, and the other? Do you know what I mean? Does it ever annoy you that everyone's chasing this like conspiracy theory when there's already so many out there with concrete evidence? Do you know what I mean? That in a 5-minute chat you could convince someone fully about something.
Okay, so the conspiracy field is extremely diverse, and you've got a degree of conspiracies that I have researched, and I can see there's foul play like Epstein, JFK, 9/11.
Yeah.
But then you've got some really far out conspiracies. And I think people who detract all conspiracy theories point to those far out conspiracies and say the whole community is crazy.
That's a good point. Yeah.
But there's actually a goldmine of information if you will take the time to watch a video and do your own research. And what are we about? Are we about having a range of viewpoints to consider? Or are we about censorship and totalitarianism and no freedom of speech? To form the best possible decision in life, it's best to be open-minded and consider all of the viewpoints out there. The viewpoints of the people, especially that you don't agree with.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you have the most to learn from the people you don't agree with, because if you surround yourself with yes people, you just, confirming each other's bias.
Mm.
So it's good to take time out to read stuff you wouldn't normally read, watch videos you wouldn't normally watch, and listen to opposing viewpoints. And there's never two sides to a story. There's like millions of sides to a story. There's just so many different ways of looking at things. People have got all these religious and cultural, ethnic backgrounds. And, we think that everybody sees the world through our own eyes, but they don't.
That's something Adam said before a few times. We just live in our own little worlds. Like, we can't really think about what everyone else is going through on a daily basis. Do you know what I mean? I mean, even the Americans, they look like us. They speak English. Yeah.
But living out there for 16, 17 years, think completely differently. Yeah. Foreign travel is a brilliant way. Get out there, go to the countries, immerse yourself in the culture, and it will completely broaden your understanding of humanity.
What was your favourite place you've ever been to when you were globetrotting?
Unfortunately, I'm banned from most countries now. And when I was in Arizona, I was an illegal alien, so I wasn't allowed to leave the country. The only other place I went down to was Mexico, because we had operations down there as well. So my favourite place, I would say, most beautiful place I've ever been to, was living in the mountains in North Tucson, Catalina foothills. If there was like a monsoonal rain, a stream would form by the house and there'd be a waterfall. We'd go to the mailbox, there'd be deer, like all these lizards, like big lizards, like Gila monsters and iguanas and stuff, and bobcats. Yeah, it was just I love being in a very natural environment like that. So, and then Sedona as well. Sedona in North Arizona has got like a red rock landscape, almost like it's Mars. And it's considered like a vortex site. A lot of New Age people go there. It's got a really positive energy.
Nice.
Like exactly what a lot of the young generation now are trying to do. I think all them stories make you want to go out and see like the bigger picture of the world and just see what it has to more than just staying around in your local town and witness and born here, live here.
I know you were sort of ahead of your time in that way. That you were the one who
was to make it out the trap.
I'm going to make it in America.
Well, I hope my story's been an inspiration to you guys then. Thank you.
No, definitely.
So we don't want to keep your time for too long. Thank you for giving us at this segment.
Okay, cool.
So much appreciated. Amazing story. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much, Shaun.
All right. Cheers, Adam and Sam. Take care.
Thank you. So, how did everyone enjoy that watching at home?
Yeah. Probably a lot, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
As much as we did.
Well, I had a great time. Super fun. Got so much to tell.
I know, yeah.
We could have gone for hours and hours and hours.
Exactly.
Yeah. Fantastic.
He's sort of like an encyclopedia of
everything.
Of like everything, because he knows about everything. He's been to prison. He's been a drug kingpin in Arizona.
He's been from left to right. He's been in the small town of Witness. That's what I mean. He's been to small town of Witness and he's been to the big cities. He's done it all.
He has seen it all.
He has.
Very humble though.
Stories. Like, think about how many stories we have to tell. Like, think we have to tell. You know what I'm saying, compared to what
I know.
Kind of knowledge that's in there. So, I'm gonna thank everyone for watching.
Yeah.
Episode of Idiots with Microphones.
Bye.